Good day. My name is Raizen Valmonte and I'm from STEM 12 St. Phoebe. And today I will show you or I will try to present my performances in our subject General Biology 1. Our performances is entitled Analogy within Cell Organelles. So first let us define what are cell organelles. So as per my understanding, cell organelles are subcellular structure that conjugates and works towards another organelles in order to sustain life of the cell. Moreover, cell organelles are often referred as little organs, which literally means it is the one that is responsible for keeping the cell alive, just like the major organs of our body, which is heart and the liver, which sustain life for us and for the cells. And our task is to create a cell analogy about the, the organelles using a digital art or a drawing. So my reference for my artwork is the game Dumb Ways to Die. Dumb Ways to Die is a game that I used to play when I was a kid. Dumb Ways to Die is a type of game which there are different stations. That's why I just as my reference for the artwork that I'm about to make. The only difference is that I I draw the terrain like the roads, the lands, including the grass, the trees, and even the water that you can see here in the presentation. Also, what I did was change the stations because for me, I see those stations as inappropriate and I couldn't relate cell organelles within it. That's why I changed the stations to something relevant to it, like the infrastructure within our town. And so moving forward, our present, and I will try to compare the infrastructure that I pick into cell organelles. First is the town hall, which is often referred as the nucleus. And the function of nucleus is the one that controls the entire movement within cell organelles. It is the one responsible for ordering and first and for providing like wise the town hall. It provides the orders within the whole community. Nucleus and town hall plays a major role on our community and on our life being because without those two we wouldn't know how to process and who will declare what we are going to do next. And moving forward, the next organelle that I draw was the lysosomes. Here it is, the lysosome. I use the refer shop as a comparison of the lysosomes because for me, the, the definition of the lysosomes is the digestive system of the cell. It digests the inappropriate substance within it, that within that particular cell. It maintains the cell clean and it repairs bugs or just like the repair shop. It repairs bugs and it provides new updates like the function of the lysosome which enhance the lysosomes is the comparison of a repair shop for me because just like the presentation that my professor has shown, it repairs or it exclude unwanted necessities like the bacteria within cells. And also, as I've seen on the video that he present, the lysosomes repairs the old mitochondria and make it into like a brand new mitochondria, which most repair shop do when they see that something is broken about that certain piece of thing. And that's why I choose it as a comparison. Next is up here is wait. Up here is the mitochondria. I use a power plant as a reference as the mitochondria. We all know that mitochondria is often referred as the powerhouse of cell because It is the one responsible on providing proteins and the energy like substance that is need for sustaining life of the cell. I use it as a comparison because even though here in the Philippines we don't often see powerhouse like power plant like that because we are now powered on modern infrastructure because of the development within technology. But on other countries or other nations, they still use things like this, and I use it as my reference for mitochondria because it sustains power within the whole community or the city. And that is what mitochondria also do. It sustains power to provide energy like substance in order for other organs to function. So moving forward, the next one is the warehouse. As you can see above the photo, I use warehouse as a comparison with an the vacuole. The vacuole is the one that is responsible for storing proteins and sorting the nutrients within cell. It segregates proteins and it balances the distribution of the nutrient within cell. Likewise, warehouse that is now very abundant because of the pandemic. We people now use most of us use now Shopee, apps like Shopee and Lazada. And there, before we receive our order, they will arrive at the warehouse where it will be stored by the personnels and like the vacuole, it is the one that is responsible for storing. And in the other hand, warehouse also is a place where our parcels are being stored. And after they are being stored and they are processed, they move on into sorting or to shipping. Just like the vacuole, after the sorting, it will distribute the proteins and the other nutrients that cell need in order to sustain life. Moreover, vacuole also provides a big impact because without this, cells or nutrients of the cells, including proteins, might scattered around the place and it will be difficult for it to maximize the capacity and the nutrients that it gives. So lastly, on my presentation that I made, I chose the factory, which is right over here. Over here. Yeah, the one with the smoke. I use it as a comparison with the ribosomes because you all know ribosomes is responsible on producing proteins. Is responsible for producing amino acid during the process called protein synthesis. As we also know, synthesis is like the process of making something. So with adding protein within it, we should declare that protein synthesis is the process of developing or making protein in order for substance to use it. So I this also ribosomes also manufactures RNA or ribonucleic acids that is important for cell also. And the reason why I see this relevant is because factories often produce things that the community needs, like in the house it produces furnitures and the city it produces materials used in infrastructure like the cement and the other concrete materials. So, in short, those two are relevant for the one mainly reason. Those two produces things that is essential for the cell and our community. That's why I see this as a right comparison. And as a conclusion, I would like to give a reflection about my presentation. My presentation is about the cell organelles. I see cell organelles as a part of my life because I am a human being that is composed of millions of cells. I am a human being that is composed of more than 1,000 of organelles. That's why it is important for me to know things like this and as well as the comparison of it in real life because I might use this knowledge in order for me to be more precise and to be more aware of my surroundings. And with the use of these performances, I will use the information that I have gained over the past few days because I've done research about it and I've practiced on reporting it. That's why I'm able to deliver it. It might be a little choppy, but this is my performance task in general biology entitled Cell Analogy. Thank you.